Grand Rising. How are you doing? Lots going on. So much I can't even keep up with it. My head's spinning. Yes, we're getting lots of traction out there because I guess we're getting so close, right? And people are, they're wanting answers, and that's very, very cool. Yeah, July 4th is going to be amazing. Yes, I think they're going to light the candles. I just heard big news came in from Van Gogh, and she had said, or she sent me a clip over that they're doing a lot of heavy arrests in Iraq, Baghdad. Lots of arrests, and they're going in. They're actually filming it, and they're going into these politicians' offices and just uncovering mountains and mountains of dinar, just mountains. And there was one woman in there that even had her some panties made out of gold. Unbelievable. And she had it in a box. I didn't know what it was. It looked like some kind of a thing around the neck, but no, it was a pair of bikini panties in gold. I mean, talk about bizarre, eh? Yeah, well, that's all they're doing. They're just laughing. These criminals they're stealing and taking and everything there, and they're just laughing at us, thinking how stupid we are. But now, they're thinking they're actually going to get away with all this. It's the same thing with Carney, with what's happening in Canada, or Stelmer in England, or Merz in Germany, or Macron in France, even Maloney in Italy, or Albanese in Australia, or Luxon in New Zealand. And there's many, many more places. All these crony globalists they're done for. I expect Carney going to step down. I think he's going to be stepped down. He's going to get arrested. They're treason. Everything that they're doing right now is treason. Treason against the people. Release the Epstein files. I think they're already released. There's nine. I think it was 9 million. Throughout all the different. I mean, Epstein's not the only island. There's many more islands out there that I'm sure they've got them secured. What was really bizarre the other day is that they were showing something, some kind of a meeting of whatever was going on. I think it was to do with extraterrestrial, but I swear to God, that was on Epstein's Island. They were doing all that filming. Now, you can take it for, take it as the movie or take it for anything you want to take it for, but they were showing these, 10-foot Nordics, 9-foot Nordics, with a bunch of, human brass, and they had that one building there that was all painted blue and white stripes. So, they're shooting out comms, right? These are all comms of what's happening. Yeah, it's all part of the movie, but I expect great things are happening in the financial end of it. We're not feeling it yet, but trust me. Load up on the dong, load up on the dinar. Those are the two main ones that are going to hit the floor running, and they're going to be hitting the floor big. Now, what Larry Ballard says. Larry Ballard says, there's two ways to look into this. You're going to get 10-1, whatever. Hey, listen, I'd be happy with 1-1, but I know that all the I believe. We're going to get a fair shake on the dinar and the Iraqi dinar and the Vietnamese dong. And it's going to be more than maybe what they were before they were rudely invaded by the deep state, U.S. deep state. And who was running the countries when they were both invaded? Okay. The first one in Vietnam was initiated and run was initiated by Lyndon B. Johnson. No, it wasn't Kennedy. Okay, Kennedy was killed. Then they started. Yeah, that when it started and whenever it did. He created the war. And then, of course, again, it was the Bushes, the Bush brothers, or the Bush family, the NAZIs that started Iraq. Completely false flags everywhere, all orchestrated. Yep, it's all good. You know, I believe that a lot of these things, and I'm going to let you know about CERN. I think they're shutting it all down, and a lot of these other places of point of interest, I guess you want to say, they're shutting them down because they're cutting off all the escape routes. Yeah, they're going to save the little state for last, because that's where the biggest, the biggest gators are, if you want to say. According to Gene Decode, 97% cleaned up. But the reason why there's still stuff lingering out there, because they're unearthing. They unearth something, and then they try to clean it all out, and then they find something else. This has been going on for thousands of years. We were, the United States Incorporated, or the United States Republic, was taken over in 1913, full blown in 1913. And that's when they started trading in all their gold and silver, trading it back for the U.S., note. They put the, Benjamin Franklin on it, and, Jefferson and George Washington, and, all their, they were throwing it in our face. They said, oh, yeah, well, we'll just put all these beautiful people that, put together the divine constitution, and we'll just put it on their paper, and you use it, and we'll call it as a note. And they said, a $20 bill he'd give us a $20 gold piece, that's what it was for a gold piece. And then you trade it off. And, it's gone. The dollar since then, it's gone, the dollar and everything was up here, and the dollar's gone like this, and the gold has gone like that. If you would have bought, if we all would have bought and kept our gold back then, we wouldn't even have to be worrying about it right now. We'd all be multi-millionaires. Yeah, no problem. Well, you're going to get old too there one day, but, and I hope you are strong enough to make it, to be an old man. That's okay. God bless you. Ulysses S. Grant sold America out. Yes, well, he was part of it in 1871. Yes. Yeah. He sold because the unions were broke. The whole United States was broke. But there was a lot of treasure that was buried that was going on there. Grant was a drunk. Yeah, he was a congressman, became a general, he played all the parts. Yeah, it was 1871. You're right. And that's, when Britain came in through the back door. They couldn't win the kinetic fight with the Patriots. Yeah, in 1776, as it was depicted in the movie with Mel Gibson, our Patriot actor. He's uncovering a lot of stuff. Yeah. The entire economy of all the petrodollar has to come down. Yes, that's right. It's got to come down. The dollar's got to die. And that's why I'm saying, that's American, that's Canadian, the British pound's got to die. It was Uganda that was, that England was feeding off of. I think it was Sir Goldfields, gold and diamond, and all kinds of riches. Those, what do you call those, the diamond people, right? The De Boers out of England, whatever. They were the Diamond District, yeah. And they were, coming in there, and they were making money through that. But they were doing a lot of stealing, and like all that, Uganda and all the other central countries in Africa have shut their doors to supply England, or to supply Western Europe. and that's what's going to crash the euro and the British pound. So you're going to see a complete flip. I mean, who knows when this is all going to take place? Depends how much reserve they have left. Yes. Well, they went to war with Iran because they wanted all the gold and the oil and all that they wanted control. That was the deep state. Everything's all about the money, right? Everything's, but you got it, they want it. And that's why I say, loose lips sink ships. Hang in there. Everyone it's almost over. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Yeah. I'm in the looking around. I'm doing a 360 in the just seeing what's moving. How does it feel to support a fascist, self-centered pedophile? Boy, are these people brain dead, aren't they? Oh, something else. They may as well be looking at themselves. If you are not with God and our commander-in-chief, you are the pedophiles. And we're here to embrace everybody, even the dum-dums. They have absolutely no facts, no evidence, and they're shooting their lips off like that. What a bunch of pie holes. Ruled on the Brunson case. Excellent. And you know what? I just want to say for the great state of Idaho, I want to congratulate them for implementing and actually activating the firing squad for PEDOs. If you know what I'm talking about. I am just so I'm really stoked about that. I might even move there and support and bring in money and help that economy because they really have level-headed people there. I mean, why not? This is what has caused everything in this world was PEDOs. They tried to run the whole planet, and then anybody that wasn't going along with their narrative, they tried to violently wipe out. I mean, it's so obvious. Yeah, EBS on the 4th could be, yes, the little state gas has fallen. Yeah, everything's fallen. Yeah, Mount Rushmore is the place, could be. Maybe lots of things going to be unveiled there. Who knows? I think the commander's ready to light the candles. Yeah. Iran's going to they're going to be, all the bad guys are being removed there right now. It's still a great country. A lot of mental cases in Canada. They try to portray a Canadian flag. They're so ill-informed, so brainwashed. It's absolutely pathetic. They do not see the big picture. They don't have the comprehension. Yeah. How do I feel about how badly things are going for Trump? They're going great for Trump. Everything's going as according to plan. Yeah. The movie right now and how they're playing it right now. They got Tucker, they got Candace Owens, they got everybody attacking Trump. This is all by design, okay? And the people that are were on the fence there before, okay? What do you think is going to happen on the 4th of July? I think the fireworks are going to start, and brace for it. And yeah, NPCs have no. They have no consciousness. No, they don't. They're walking corpses. Yeah. Yeah, there's many sheep all over the world. They're walking. They're all in their violent matrix because that's how they're programmed. Well, we'll see. We'll see how this thing's going to unfold. We're only 2 days away right now. As I was saying, there's a lot of you're looking at the big mega split or whatever they want to call it, and a lot of people are fleeing the mega movement or whatever they want to call it. Some are getting called out and stuff like that. But how it's all going to be done, they're going to say, well, we're going to follow this over here. But I guess in the end, it's all going to be one. Everybody's going to come back and come back to the same fire and sing Kumbaya, right? Yeah. So Canada's census is a diversion. Yes, it is. It's a huge announcement. Yeah, it's a huge diversion. It's keeping everybody busy with all the failures that the government's doing. Stay positive. You bet. Thank you. We got this. The white hats are in total control, and all the black hats out there, or anything that they're doing is just exposing themselves. Yeah, I think if you want to invest some money in any of the companies that are making handcuffs. 165,000 Ontarians were without power last night. Who else not have? Yeah, I have power. So there you go. These are their basic grid shutdowns right now to test the grid system, and getting ready for the switch. Yeah, the power switch. Yeah, watch for the tsunamis. There's a huge, and I'm talking, they're saying it's magnitude 5, which typhoon, which is probably the worst you can get, 180 mile an hour winds of a typhoon that's barreling across the Pacific north by northeast of the Philippines, and its trajectory could move itself north. And but one way or another, China's going to get nailed. I think it could take a spin. It could take a spin into the Philippines. I don't know. But I just wanted to make some calls to, family in the Philippines. I just didn't have time this morning. Appreciate the info release. Yeah. Well, it's not, I'm just trying to unfold everything that that is out there right now. It's everywhere. I didn't even have time to look. I'm catching the news as I'm doing things. And I will make greetings even to the lunatic left. We all wish you well. We all pray for you, right? We pray for your, to try to get yourself collected and, try to come to some senses. We all pray for that. I know Jesus loves you. Do you believe the International Common Law Court of Justice is real? Yes, it is. Very, very real. Kevin Arnett gives updates. Yes. Yeah, everything's being switched over. Even the money, the finances, the hospitals are being switched over. The schooling's being switched over. It's all good. Yes, I know. Well, it's World War III is, the scare event is going to happen. Yeah. I mean, what else can if these countries that are the warmongers don't have any money, and if we, come to our senses and stop paying our taxes, they have no money to go to war, and there won't be any war anywhere, and then that will initiate Jasara and Nasara around the world. It's really that simple. These neocons receive all the money from the taxpayers that are brainwashed in order to get it. Stand up for yourself.